Round two.
Round two.
We're back again.
Yay.
If you missed last week's episode, Katie and I... Last 2 weeks episode?
Yeah.
Last time we posted.
Last time.
We are going to be doing this every other week instead of every week. I know that might do whatever it wants to do to the algorithm, so hopefully you guys are still seeing this. Yeah. But again, we took a little bit of a hiatus. We're trying to get back into the swing of things, and again, we're trying to get back into everything. Mm-hmm. We're trying to get back into life as whatever normal is. Get your whatever normal is anymore. We're trying to get back to some semblance of that. We also just love doing this podcast, and we hope you guys do as well. So we're here today. I don't remember exactly why. I think we're discussing new music that has come out since we've been gone.
Have we said our hello?
But hello, my name is Alex Allegra, and welcome to the Music Lens podcast with my co-host
Katie Fee.
I know how to introduce this podcast, I swear.
It's fine, it'll be okay. Yeah, so kind of continuing our getting back into the swing of things. Last time, I almost said last week too. Last time we did a catch up of what we've been doing since we've been gone and all that. I figured we should also catch you up with new music and a little bit of music news that has happened since we've last podcasted.
Because, you know, at the end of the day, I think this podcast is really, because I say it every episode of like what this podcast is about, it's really us just telling our opinions of music.
Yes.
We have a lot of opinions about
not just the music industry, but about music.
We have a lot of opinions.
Yes.
And so much has happened. Taylor Swift announced a new album, which, first of all, it's gorgeous. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it, so I'm going to get it out of the way now. Okay. So if you want to skip, you can skip, whatever. I don't care. Because I skip your opinions about Morgan Wallen. So, sorry, that was a little shade. I'm sorry. Messy bitch over here. So, it's a gorgeous album. It's stunning. She's 35. She can dress however the fuck she wants to dress, people. Let's be real here. It's stunning. Showgirls wear that kind of stuff. Like, if you don't know anything about the showgirl business, like, then you don't know your history of music. Like, sorry, hate to break it to you. Like, that's what it is. Moving on. She said it without saying it, that this has been my hot take of the album. Not really a hot take, but she basically, in my opinion, she said that, like, this is for the 1989 Reputation lovers who love the big pop drama song.
Yeah, since it's with Max Martin again, so.
But her real goal for this album, again, she said it without saying it, is that she wants to win every single award with this album. Like, we already love it so much, but she's realized TTPD didn't do anything. Folklore and Evermore were her soul baby projects that, like, poured out every bit of quill pen to work and was her heart and soul. But did they win anything? No. She's telling us that this is going to be bop after bop after bop. It's going to be all of the radio single. Like, she's trying to say, like, I don't care. I'm going to be as greedy as I want to be with this release, and I don't care what you guys think about it. And you know what? I'm here for it. I already love it. I think 1989 Rep was, like, my favorite. I loved the Midnight Bejeweled. I loved, you know, TTPD is, like, my forever, like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing record. Like, it has everything that it needs to have in it. It's so good sonically and all this stuff, which I know isn't a controversial thing, but it is one of my favorites. But this is for like, the boppy, like, everything's gonna be hyper pop, like, that's what she told us that this is gonna be. So, and of course it couldn't be her without, like, the big metaphors and stuff. Like, the titles of everything already scream metaphors, but, like,
I mean, she said it on New Heights podcast of, like, they don't want to ever, like, backtrack lyric quality wise, like, keep that folklore, that Torture Poets Department quality level for lyric writing, but have that big catchy can't get out of your head pop stuff going on from 1989.
I mean, the fact that she already did the whole I can do it with a broken heart into the showgirlness of it in the, like, we already know it's going to be that. It's going to be Bejeweled. It's like she's already showed us exactly where she was a showgirl in her whole life. That's just all of this album. And I like the comparisons of, like, this one goes with this album, and this goes with this album, and this goes with this album, and then the Life of the Showgirl is the 12th album, and like I hope that that's what it is because it sounds so right, and I'm like here for it. Okay. I love it. But no, my brain, once that announcement happened, I was like, she's like, all the Easter eggs are Easter egging, and all, like, my brain was just like, needed a day or two just to like relax and let it seep into me.
There's a lot of information. Yeah.
And even my boyfriend, who's not the biggest Swiftie, and like, that's what you can say whatever you want, but every boyfriend that like had a girlfriend that was watching it, they were like, oh, I don't care. He sat and watched the whole podcast with me though. Yes, he did. And I think there's just a lot of strategy to this release. And, you know, I think with the documentary and all that stuff, she kind of showed like where it all, like, 1989 was her last like big winner album. So she said this is going to be the top of the top charts for everything, which it's already going to be because it's Taylor. But like, she wants to beat records with this one. She wants to win the Grammys. She wants to do all that stuff, which I hope me saying this isn't going to like deter people from voting for her if it really deserves it, you know? So like, don't be rude, but like
I mean, she doesn't want to win just to win. Like, she definitely would want to win because it's deserving of it. So, because I don't think anyone wants to win if they're not deserving.
No, but also, like, let's be real. Anyone who puts out anything doesn't put something out to not think that they deserve to win. Like, especially somebody like her. I feel like she puts a lot into her projects that, like, she's not going out there with the expectation of like, oh, I want this to lose everything.
Right.
So,
I mean, with her Miss Americana documentary of like the clip of Rep not being nominated for anything, her immediate response was, I just need to make a better record. Yeah. So I think with that, it was like, okay, so that wasn't deserving enough. Like, let's make something that is, not that it wasn't, but like, I think that was the thought process because of the lack of nominations.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Lover's really going to be the lost album because I really forget about it so much. And I was like, what? It wasn't both.
I blame
like,
COVID.
Oh my God, Lover.
It's COVID because Loverfest was supposed to happen and all this stuff. And then COVID just kind of basically ended the Lover era. And so it was supposed to go
just
on
like her relationship. Boom.
Okay.
Sorry, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
That was that news. I just had to say it. We just had to discuss because it's gorgeous.
And I'm sure come like probably, I would say maybe like November, we'll do another new music of everything that's like come out from, we're recording this, what is today? October.
It's August
23rd, and Sabrina Carpenter's album comes out next Friday, like this coming Friday. So basically everything from like Sabrina to Taylor to anything else that's coming out in the fall we'll probably cover in November. So I'm sure we'll talk more about that once we've actually heard the album. But yeah, I kind of just made a list of some of the projects and stuff that's come out recently, and I don't have any notes for Marin, but I know that you love Dreamsicle, so I figured you'd have some stuff to say.
So I loved her first record. Like, I played it on the 12-hour car ride from Pennsylvania to Nashville with my mom. We kept that album on loop, like, gold record, right? Next, she had Girl, which was so lyrically so good and, like, had all these, like, great things about it. Loved it. Then she released, I don't even remember what the third record was called. It was not good.
I'll look it up.
I didn't like it. But now, Dreamsicle is the It Girl album. I love it. I love Marin's viewpoints of, like, songs like Lemonade, and she kind of does, like, the life sucks, but, like, fuck it in such a good way. I don't know how else to describe it, but she does it in a way that doesn't make me, like, want to be like, okay, you're complaining. You know, it's just, like, it's so good. She's so lyrically, like, witty, and I love it, and it's what
Humble Quest.
Yeah, Humble Quest. I always said like I was a mix of Maren Morris and Kelsey Ballerini because everyone looked at me like, I see Kelsey Ballerini because you're like fun pop girly, like hee hee hee, but like Maren's so edgy and all this stuff, and like yes, Maren did have that edge, but like I meant like the crafting of her lyrics is just so witty and so like, yeah, bitch, bye. Like, I loved it. And I was always here for that. And that was what I think I really done with a lot of my newer stuff with the Death to the Old Me motif is that, like, Maren Morris witty, like, not witty, but like tongue-in-cheek, like, fine, fuck you, I'm gonna be the best version of myself I can be. And that's what this new album is, and it's so good. And I love that she was like, it's not a breakup album, but there is one song that I'm like, oop, I want to know the tea on that one. The Had a Good Girl on Your, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, which one?
I don't know which song it is, but the one where it's like, you still owe me rent or something.
Yes, I want to know, bitch, you still owe me rent. Who are we shouting? A. B. I want to know who, I can assume, Be a Bitch. I sing Be a Bitch gets stuck in my head so much.
Probably because it was on TikTok a million times before she released.
It's such a good song, though. It's so good. Like, I'm just like, give me I want, like, I know she doesn't want it to be, but like, I want the nitty gritty songs, or like that she wrote for this song too, for this album, because I'm like, oh, we know there's some in there that, like,
yeah, I feel like she's like trying to be able to express herself, but also trying to be respectful that he is her son's father.
I think because she has a son with him, or like a kid with him, I think if she didn't have the kid, I wonder how messy that breakup would have actually been.
Yeah.
Or if she was just, because also when they like met in like their whole story, it seems like she's also to the point where like she matured and grew up so much that like maybe she wouldn't be vengeful even if she didn't have the kid with him, because she just would have been like given up and love sucks and that's that, and she just was done with it all anyways. But I wonder, because there's a lyric of like, and Be a Bitch, of like turning her cheek only to hurt me, or stuff like that. And I wonder if like, because on socials she was very like front facing, like nothing happened. She didn't even really acknowledge her divorce until like a year or two later in some interviews when she started getting ready for this next album release. But no, I love it. And I sent it to my mom and she loves it too, because we both love Marin so much, but like it also fell at a time where like my parents got divorced around the same time that she did. And there was just a lot of similarities. And I was like, and my mom was like, oh, I relate. It's like, to like the personal growth of the album, of like, you know what? Fuck, I'm done playing nice. And so I love the album so much. It's so good. And I love the promotion that she's done for it with like the ice cream. She went to Van Ludwig's or whatever it's called here in Nashville. I don't know.
I know she was serving ice cream
and
somewhere.
She served dreamsicle ice cream. And I was like, that's so smart. And I love it. I have...
Jordan Davis put out an album last Friday, so the 15th of August, Learn the Hard Way. I love it. I feel like there's a lot of good standout songs on it. I mean, like, the singles he's been putting out prior to the release have been really good, but I also love the Mess with Missing You with Carly Pearce is really good.
I love it. I'm a huge Jordan Davis fan, and I feel like you have to be to like this album in the best and worst ways, because while the songs are good, Learn the Hard Way is so good. There's a couple, I feel like it is missing one or two of those he's really good at the catchy earworm kind of tunes, like with Drink Had Me and those types of songs. And like there was no one standout like that off the top of my head. There might have been when I was listening to the album, but I also feel like he is getting a little stuck in like, it sounds like Jordan Davis, meaning he could have put this record, you could have told me that this record was his second record or something, like in the midst of all his other music, and I would have believed you, because Learn the Hard Way sounds like it could have been on his first album with Leaving New Orleans and that kind of tone to it. It's still good. I still love it a lot, but I'm just like, let's step out of the box a little bit, potentially, you know?
Yeah. I guess track listing wise, there was like a thing. Let me try and figure out the it starts with Her Way or the Highway, and I don't know, I just lyrically it seemed weird of like that song, and then Bar None comes after that, and the first lyric of Bar None is if it weren't your tires leaving me in the dust, and it just seems like a complete 180 of the first song, of like he's choosing the highway over her or whatever, and then now it's like, oh, she's leaving him in the dust.
Yeah.
So I don't know, I just felt like ordering the track list, that seemed like a weird placing, but other than that, I mean, I like it. I'm curious too, Louisiana Stick, I love Marcus King's voice on it, but my thought was like, and I don't know. Marcus King's probably from Louisiana too, maybe, but I don't know him that well, but I know Lainey Wilson's from Louisiana, so I was like, I wonder how this would sound if it had a female vocal on it and had her on it, because I can hear her voice with the sonic sound that there is for the
It's
song.
just the sound is very Marcus King. Like
Okay.
it sounds very much like his style, honestly. And he does like a mix of like folk, not folk, but like very country and like that rock Chris Stapleton
Okay.
kind of thing too.
Yeah.
So, but he's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard his voice and stuff. I just don't know too much about his own music, or anything about him. But I still like it with him on it. I was just curious how it would sound with the female vocal.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lainey, she put out Whirlwind Deluxe yesterday, August 22nd, and I guess like
How long ago did you release the first album? A year ago?
a year ago. I like that it's spread out, honestly.
do?
I think
Okay.
it gives time for the album to like have a moment, and then this kind of revitalizes it and maybe like helps boost its sales and streams and stuff, and kind of prolongs the Whirlwind era, I guess, for her, especially because she's on the Whirlwind tour right now. So
Now, do we think? Because what my thing was, I compare it to Sabrina Carpenter, where like
she did immediately.
Sabrina did, well, not that, but like Sabrina did the deluxe and all that stuff, and then she put out another leg of tour. Would you think that the tour would still be as successful and like bigger if she hadn't released new music in the middle of it? Like, do you like, because my thing is prolonging it. Like, I was like, oh, well, now I'm kind of over the whole short and sweet thing. But like when we wanted to buy tickets, I was still in it. But that was like almost 6 months ago now when I was trying to buy tickets for it. And at this point, I feel like the tour doesn't have anything new besides like the man-child dance, but it's not going as viral as a lot of the other things within that tour. And so I'm wondering, like, does having it stretch out that long, and like would it have just been better if she had stretched it out this long? Because I was like, even then I was still like, that's a long way away for all this tour, and I felt like the moment had kind of passed. Or is it because she threw in a whole nother album and she's still trying to go backwards instead of moving forward, kind of a thing? Whereas like Lainey, you know, is still trying to stay obviously in that and release a whole deluxe. That's where, like, sometimes time can be too long and sometimes it can be too short. And so that was where I was thinking of taking it.
It didn't necessarily have to be like a whole year for Sabrina's. I'm fine. I think Lainey's is fine timing wise and stuff. I don't understand releasing an entire new album and promoting that while you're still on the short and sweet tour.
Yeah.
So I think if the deluxe would have been like pushed back release wise and maybe put out this year versus, because it was still put out in the same year.
Yeah.
So have it at least calendar year wise, spread it out a little bit. That might help. Because yeah, I find it weird that she is having a new album, but she's still on a tour that's titled off of the old album. But yeah, I don't know. I like the deluxe, but I don't know if like other than Somewhere Over Laredo, I don't know.
Oh, I didn't realize that wasn't on the original. See, I do love that song, but she was playing it in festivals all year
because
long.
it's been that one's been released for a while. Bell Bottoms Up was released whenever Bell Bottoms Day was. It was like the day before, because
I didn't realize that these all weren't on the original album. Okay.
Yeah, that one needed to go out because like she had the bar open, and I'm like, I know there's a song, but I don't know where it is because it's not on this album.
Yeah,
so it made sense, but I just feel like
it also sounds like all of like Bell Bottoms Up, especially. It sounds like it could have been like on her last album. Like it's so weird that it's
one
just
feels like it should be on Bell Bottom
thing.
Country, which was her last record. But I looked up stuff of like what she posted, and she said that like she wrote these last 5 songs when the dust was starting to settle a little bit. And Tranny Anderson, who is one of her co-writers, was saying that they worked on these over the course of 2024. So I guess like the original album was like done, and then they were writing and decided that this was also part of the Whirlwind story. I just don't know.
I guess, sorry.
Other than Somewhere Over Laredo, I don't know if any of them are to the quality of like, oh, this song should have been on the original. And I think for a deluxe album, you need to have them either same quality or like this needed to be on here for it to make it worth it for deluxe.
That's what I feel like always are hard about deluxe. Like, I buy a lot of deluxe things just to have the complete, because like I never know if I'm gonna like them until I like actually listen to it, so I might as well just buy the deluxe. But I do feel like a lot of times deluxe songs are very much like hard. Deluxe songs are hard to get right. Like, there has never been, there are some albums, but never do I feel like all of the songs in the deluxe are worth, like, even Marin's, as much as I love the deluxe, there are still like one song on the deluxe that I was like, I could have taken or leaving that if it was on the regular album. But like, yeah, it's hard to get a whole entire deluxe like right, I feel like.
Like, I think Sabrina did well with like 15 minutes, Busy Woman.
They
like,
can do really well, though, because that works really well. And I was going to say Feather really helped boost her career with Emails I Can't Stand. That was in the deluxe. And like, that helped her so much. So sometimes deluxe, there can be a song on the deluxe that works really well, but like a lot of times it's hard to...
a different version. So like Please 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 with Dolly, I think that made sense to have that as like a deluxe thing on there. I think of The Lakes for Folklore and Right Where You Left Me Forevermore. It's like those are like fan favorite tracks, and those are bonus tracks.
But even Taylor's, like, I didn't really care for Speak Now's deluxe songs, which I know are a lot of fan favorites, but I don't like any of them. I don't like any of like the Fearless ones.
I think
don't like
Midnight's had stuff where it was just like a different, like a remix or a different version of like not Nothing New, Sweet Nothings, like had like a more string based one or something, and I was like, if this was good enough, like I just think I don't get the point of remixes, because it's not going to be as good as the original, because it would have been the way the original was produced.
And those kinds of things, because it gets you into a different audience potentially of the song that they wouldn't maybe listen to on like the regular album, but they'll listen to the remix version, or like it just works for like putting it into club settings, or like just again playlisting of different genres. Like if you remix it to a different style, then like it can go in there, and then it can just be found more differently. It's the same reason you do acoustic style things for the coffee shops, playlists, and all those kinds of things. So
I don't know. I don't think she needed to do those remixes for Midnights, but it's fine. That's kind of what I had for Lainey. Russell Dickerson, there's so many albums out yesterday. Russell Dickerson put out Famous Back Home. There's a lot of songs that I like on it. He also has a lot of 90s country references throughout various songs. So it's like, okay. There's a song called Dust that has dust on the bottle. TROUBLEs and Worth Your Wild. Heard It in a Country Song obviously has a bunch of references. But yeah, I think he has a lot of good songs on the album, and it might just be the same thing as you said with Jordan Davis, where it's just very much a Russell sounding album. I know that Country Central on Instagram, they do reviews of songs, and when Worth Your Wild came out, it was like, I can't remember what the rating was, but basically the review was saying it sounded like a song that would do really well in 2014. So he's kind of like,
he is stuck in like the 2016
I still
era
love
for
it,
me, so I don't care for it.
But I mean, Bones, Happened to Me are really good. I like Heard It in Country Song too. Love That I Love You is a very catchy one that's like was not put out prior to the album. He also has the title track Famous Back Home is like more of an emotional side, so I do like that he made sure to include something like that instead of just like all these fun ones that are going to be fun for like concerts, because that one's more of like famous back home and like in the eyes of his kids he's famous kind of thing. So I love that there was that. It was important to include more depth to add to the album as opposed to just all the fun ones.
Can I go back to Lainey for a second with that?
Yeah.
So also I understand like, oh, these songs we wrote after, because a lot of people do this because it's their job. They keep writing even after an album is made.
Evermore exists.
But that's also for me what I had to learn was to take a step, and I really like the Sarah Bareilles approach is what I was told this was, of like you write for 3 months, you record for 3 months, you play shows for 3 months, you do promo for 3 months and then you play shows for like 3 months and like kind of rotating like that, because it allows me to actually like stop and take the time to let the moment actually sit. But I know you get into like that creative mode and like you're constantly writing, but then like sometimes songs can get lost that way because like they're good but they just like sit there because like oh well, you moved on to the next thing and it's still kind of old but like it wasn't good at, like, so then sometimes things get lost. And like, yeah, that was all I was gonna say, of like maybe artists need to just not write right after they record an album, because of course you want to play your next stuff. Although I will say Somewhere Over Laredo was really good, and I would be so sad if that
There's
wasn't
also
the thing, so.
I think it's which song is it on? Also, it's funny that the 3 that like didn't come out prior to the deluxe album coming out were like lists of 3 things.
Yeah.
Peace, Love, and Cowboys, I think it is, mentions like clicking your heels 3 times, and I was like, okay, another one for Wizard of Oz references. So clear that they were like writing those in the same time period. But yeah. Anything else with that, or with Russell? Old Dominion.
I haven't listened to the new album yet, actually.
Okay.
I know it came out yesterday.
It's named Barbara.
Yeah.
And I was so confused because I'm like, I guess I didn't like look it up.
Actually, like,
I didn't look up the explanation until this morning because I was just like, I still don't get why it's called Barbara. And like, they have a Barbara dress up contest at shows now and stuff of people putting their hair in curlers and all this stuff. It's, where did my notes go? They said it's not named after a real woman, but an imagined composite of a person who embodies many of the group's various personality traits. So I guess they just kind of like personified the album and made it into a person. They had a whole gender reveal thing where they like popped a thing and pink confetti came out, and they're like, once we knew it was a girl, then we got the name Barbara. So I was like, okay.
The other thing is that I think I was like, that's the weirdest fucking thing. But I'm also like, Old Dominion always said they wanted people to look at them with a little bit of like, what? Like, you good?
Well, they said this is like the most united they've been as a band from the writing and recording to how we feel about the final product. We are so excited to finally share it with you. I'm guessing that's probably a quote from Matthew. It didn't say who it was from, but I feel like Matthew's usually the person speaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess just like because it's their most personal album and stuff, and they already have a self-titled album, so they're like, let's just give her a name. So
they're so weird. I love them. I love their writing though. I will say the one song sounds so, I think it's like the first song on the album, sounds so sonically different than the rest of it. But I also don't know if I like it so much.
My Flowers or whatever. Yeah, it's that one has like a little bit of a rock edge
it's
to
so
it, and
weird.
I like it.
But I Old Dominion also is somebody I looked up to really so much for their writing, because they put the tongue in cheek thing do so well,
clever
and I'm just like
lyrics,
I love
catchy
it.
melodies. Like I feel
so
like
good.
this is typical Old Dominion fashion. Dominion and fashion came together. Yeah, typical of like the catchy melodies and the clever lyrics and stuff. There's like one of us is like that makes one of us instead of the that makes two of us phrase, like changing that up. I like Sip in the Right Direction because it's just very like catchy, like quick words and catchiness. You haven't listened to it, so you're just like...
I only know... Okay. Well, I've listened to the 4 that came out before the album.
Like, 1 step forward, knocking 2 drinks back. I like that line to start it.
Yeah, no, they're so good about that.
Just trying to take a sip in the right direction, a little bit closer to forgetting that she left, right, left me. And I was like, ooh, I like the... Yeah. She left, right, left me. No, my head ain't been right. So there's another right then too. Yeah, I love their writing, and I don't know if this is my favorite album of theirs, but it's still a very good one, and I feel like I like it better than the last one at least, because the last one for some reason it was like and I think we might have talked about it on here.
Was that Time, Tequila, and Therapy, or is that
no? It was I think it might have been called Memory Lane.
Oh yeah, that one was forgettable, unfortunately.
Well, the best songs were released in like an EP and all this stuff like prior.
Yes. And I loved that EP.
Yeah, Memory Lane.
Yeah. But I didn't realize it also came out as an album too until after the fact.
There's 18 songs, and I was just like, all the best ones got released first, so then it was kind of a letdown when like the rest of the songs don't match that caliber.
Yeah.
So,
but this one was up to their normal standards. So.
Yeah, I do like this one better than that one. I mean, still love Meat and Candy, Happy Endings, Old Dominion. The self-title is really good too. So. Yeah. I have a single and then another album. So I just want to say Sam Grow is an artist that was at Average Joe's when I interned for them, and then now he's independent and he's releasing his first album as an independent artist since like I don't know how many years. But he had a song come out yesterday and I look at the cover art and I'm like, that's South Dakota. Like, it's just like the shape of it. And it's called Headed West. And then I go to his profile and he had a video talking about how he was actually in the Black Hills in a cabin. Because he has shows this weekend out there, I guess. But he recorded an album out in the Black Hills this spring that's coming out this fall. And it's called Black Hills. And I guess he just like got inspired by the area and stuff. And I was just like, okay.
I feel like a lot of people did that post-college. Like, they would graduate Belmont or wherever if they were songwriters and, like, ended up out west somewhere in, like, a little rundown cabin in a town and, like, lived off the land and, like...
Well, that's not... He's just in the cabin for the weekend.
No, like, I was just making it sound more rustic.
Yeah.
But they just, like, just sat out there and just wrote for a year and then, like, came back to the city again.
Yeah, but I was just like, interesting. Because I've, like, I mean, we mentioned the last episode that I saw Eamon Sleek again. I don't know. He's by hyperfixation right now. I can't stop listening to his music. And I even before, like, starting to listen to him, back when I, like, played Wild West Songwriters Festival in Deadwood, I was like, I would love to write some song that has, like, that imagery of the Wild West or West in general. I just don't know what I want that song to be, and I've yet to find a hook or an idea that really fit that to really incorporate those details. And then, like, I brought that up last week at the right. We just ended up doing something completely different because we couldn't find anything. Gotcha. But then I saw Sam Grow put the song out. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to find a unique angle and stuff, but maybe I can look into more Black Hills and like that specificness of like South Dakota, and that might help me. But I was just like, ooh, that's a good idea. So we'll see. But I don't know. I just like that imagery of the West and cowboys and all that. I just haven't figured out how to write that.
I still really want to go on our Well, we just need to go on our writers' retreats and like write everything.
Write everything.
Write everything.
Yeah. But yeah, so then the last album is, I had to look up how to say her name. I realized I've been saying it wrong just in conversation. Marin Taylor.
I've never heard this is.
She opened for Kelsey. She was the country artist that opened for Kelsey out of the two.
I still don't remember.
Yeah.
But.
Okay. Well, she released her debut album and it's called Marin. And it was funny because when I looked up how to say her name, she like has a video on YouTube about all the different ways people have pronounced her name and how it's Marin. And then she's like, have you seen that? Do you remember that episode of Friends when Phoebe's trying to teach Joey how to speak French? So, yeah, she has a song called Season 2 of Friends on the album. So I was like, ooh, that checks out. Fitting. That's on brand.
That's not she doesn't teach him in Season 2 though.
No, but... that she's a Friends fan and she's like randomly talking about it in different thing.
Because she said that she was a Friends fan and then the other opener for Kelsey had a song about how she hates Friends.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
But I like it. There's like a lot of play on word songs on it, which I mean we've already talked about loving.
How much we love that.
Like pretty much it's like the start of the chorus has like pretty much since the beginning, like phrases like that, but then the end is I don't feel pretty much. So twisting it that way. Get to know me is more of a you don't get to know me. So having it be different. She rewrote She's in Love with the Boy by Trisha Yearwood into a breakup song.
Oh.
And yes, there's credit to the guy who originally wrote She's in Love with the Boy, because at first I listened to it without knowing that that's what it was. It was like, this melody's very similar, and also storyline wise, like it's Katie in the song and stuff. Because at first I'm like, are you calling me out? But I found like an article of her talking about it, of like, she loves the original but she can't relate, but she can relate to breaking up with the boy, so she wrote this version instead. So I thought that was fun. Like I said, season 2 of Friends is like a thing of like, oh, you're only on season 2 of Friends like in life, I guess, which Sammy and Christian and I also have a song like that.
Oh, really?
But we have different shows and not just Friends, so I think it's different enough. But that one's called season 1 also, so it's different that way. But also the reason I checked out the album was because Anna Voss posted about it, and she said it's been a goal of hers to have an artist cut a song of hers that she wrote alone. And so Longer Than Me, which is the last song on the album, is written by Anna.
Oh, nice.
You could hear her sound like immediately from the first like notes of the verse. I was like, that's definitely an Anna melody. And also just Anna like vibes, I guess, of the song of like live a life that's gonna be like longer than me, like legacy wise, I guess, of like treating the earth kindly and things like that. So yeah, but I think it's a good album. Like I said, it's a debut album, so I think it covers kind of who she is as an artist well. So that's what I had for new music. Did you have any that I didn't mention? Did you listen to Hayley Williams' new stuff?
No.
I haven't listened to it, but I've seen stuff about how she like called out the bars on Broadway, specifically like Morgan Wallen and stuff.
Oh, was that her?
Yeah,
I did
which
see
makes
that,
sense because she's from here.
Oh, you
So-
meant okay. When you said Hayley Williams, I don't know why I pictured Hayley Withers.
Oh
And
no,
so yes, from Paramore. Yes, I do.
she
do
stated
yeah.
that Morgan Wallen's bar is her least favorite
Yeah.
bar in Nashville.
She just doesn't like the whole fad of it, which is fair. I think there's been some talk, me and Katie have talked about how some of the bars, just like with the artists, I feel like they're so rushed, like not getting merch out in time and stuff like that. And I'm just like, that's because they're just trying to jump on it before it like dissipates, because Broadway has always kind of been artist themed bars, but like it was Alan Jackson and Brooks and Dunn where you didn't know that it was their bars. Like Redneck Riviera was Brooks's.
John Rich.
Oh, John Rich's. Sorry, I said the wrong one. And but no one would have known. Like, so it's just, it used to be subtle. Now it's just like marketing shoved in your face more than it is like. And to be honest, we go to the pop-up bars because at least they're a little bit more fun and different. But like until recently,
I love
they
Lainey's
didn't-
bar though, but I feel like she
But we also
is
go and have
more
fun
involved.
dancing up there too.
Like I feel like
so.
at least it feels like she was more involved with the decision making.
And the Jelly Roll bar is
stuff.
actually like very well done and actually like seems like very cool and very much them. Like there's the one floor for Bunny, there's like the tattoo bar, like that's all very unique and cool. I think a lot of the other ones just like maybe we'll throw a mechanical bull in, maybe we'll do this, let's have a Cadillac, of course, you know. So it's just like, okay, there's no real reason that you didn't just slap the name on and call it good, you know, like and again, some of these artists are so new that it's like, how are they going to sustain it all? Like, like they're not like legacy
I don't
artists
really know
at this
why
point.
like I feel like Riley Green is kind of early enough in his career. I mean, he's been around for a while, but it just feels like it's a little early for him to have a bar.
But they're also not on Broadway. They're at least off to the side. But and again, it's not that I don't love it, because I love that Old Dominion, like especially as a fan, like that's something cool. Like obviously it's a big tourist draw. Like I would love to go to these bars if I was a new to town person. I get it. But sometimes it's just like, again, it's not like they're making anything new and exciting. The food's always decent, but you're paying so much that it's like, was it really that good? Questionable. The only one that has stood for food wise, I felt like Blake Shelton's has always been
Blake Shelton's is
consistently
good. I love Lainey's food, and it's different because it has Cajun
Okay,
style food.
The funny thing though is that there's an actual Cajun restaurant like 2 blocks down I found the other day. And it's brand new and it's so cute. And so I was like, I'd go there before I went to Lainey's, but
I get the pulled pork grilled cheese a little too often. It's like newer to the menu and it has jalapenos, so sometimes they make it too spicy. But it's like I don't want no jalapenos, but sometimes I'm just like want less, but I don't know how to like
say light.
I don't know if that's a thing they can do.
Oh.
So
is it like chopped in with the meat?
They're like, I don't know, they're like caramelized jalapenos.
Oh, then yeah, or on the side, like, and then you can add how much you want on it. But then, yeah, like the ones that genuinely want to show up to their bars, like, Chiefs Eric works because Eric pops up all the time because he wants to be at his bar.
Lainey
now with
out.
the Ashley McBride little thing in it, that's so cool and different. And Eric's looks unique and different. Like, the problem I have with the Morgans and that kind of stuff is because it's just like, it really is just they slapped their name on it, and it's a very generic bar with generic drinks that you're paying way too much money for. And like, again, why we go to the pop-up bars is like, we're paying too much for drinks, but at least there's something different. And until recently they weren't good, honestly. The drinks have gotten a lot better downtown, but downtown used to just not sell good drinks, I will say.
Big news, I only had like 2 things. I probably can skip most of the first one. I just had like ACM honors happened this past week at the Pinnacle, and Carly Pierce for the 5th year, and Russell Dickerson co-hosted, and it's his first time hosting. But yeah, that's like an industry more so thing, I guess, but I think they do film it to air at some point. But I think it's cool that they have like other artists performing songs for the people who are getting awards to like, it's just cool to hear other artists do a take on it. Like Luke Bryan sang Till You Can't for Cody Johnson for his ACM Spirit Award. So that was cool. And Ashley McBride did a medley of When It Rains It Pours, Beautiful Crazy, Beer Never Broke My Heart, Where the Wild Things Are, Whoever You Turn Out to Be, and Honky Tonk Highway for Luke Combs. And Hardy did Homeboy for Eric Church, which is like a hard song to like meet his quality of that song, and did that well based off of the clips that I've seen of it. So I don't know, it seemed like a cool night. I didn't realize that was coming up so quickly. I thought it was in like September, but yeah, I thought that was cool. Randy Travis also got a milestone award, and Jamie Johnson performed 3 Wooden Crosses. Jessie Joe Dillon Songwriter of the Year, because of course. Didn't she win the Grammy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And she just announced a publishing company or a record label or something too.
Yeah, I saw that, but I don't remember which.
Yeah, I didn't write it down, but it was like something that came up on Instagram like literally this morning or last night or something. And then the other thing was just like, if any of y'all are musicians in Nashville, Metropolis has a new park and play program, and it started August 15th, and the new program's offering 100% free parking for local musicians at select area parking facilities.
That's so
for the
nice.
Next
I did
year.
not know that was a thing. Oh my gosh.
I don't know exactly how this, I feel like they still don't have all the details shared, even though it's started already. But they're providing local musicians at 100% free parking at 20 plus locations across Nashville, making it even easier to get from gig to gig and keep our city's music scene thriving.
How do you validate that? That's the only thing. Like,
so it said there's 2 primary ways to participate. One of them is being a member of the Nashville Musicians Association, AFM Local 257. All active members are eligible to participate. And then the other is to play a stage within the Music Venue Alliance Nashville. So any musicians performing at an independent venue that's a member will be eligible for the discount. And the member venues will have a QR code available to share ahead of each show or for scanning upon load-in day of show. So basically, I think you can just like Google Metropolis Park and Play program to find where to go. And we can put the link in the description too. But they have like a list of the parking garages where this is a thing. And then if you play at a venue that is part of the program, then they should be giving you a QR code that you can scan. So you like do your regular parking, but then you scan the QR code for the discount part.
Yeah.
Which Sammy and I played Taco Bell last night, so I was curious if that was going to be a thing. They never mentioned anything about a QR code, so
Maybe you have to ask
I don't
about
know.
it. Maybe they're not
Maybe.
like regularly doing it enough.
I'll have to see if she has like a contact through the app that she booked with to see if like she could ask about it, since she's the one who booked the gig. But I get discounted parking through work for a different Metropolis garage that isn't listed as part of the program, so we were just like, we'll just do that.
Yeah.
And then it was like $12, so only $6 each is not bad.
No.
But yeah, so it's only for a year, but I'm hoping they just decide to make it a thing in perpetuity.
I hope. They're really trying to up all the, like, every parking is now. There's hardly any free parking. Even the street parking downtown.
Street parking went away like a year or so ago.
Well, like up near City Winery still has it, but you still have to pay for it. You can't just, it's a lot cheaper, but it's still, you have to pay
like
for
it used to be like there was street parking on Korean Vets. So like instead of parking in Music City Center, if you got a spot outside on that side of it, and you just have to walk a little farther. Because I would do that for the Moxie sometimes and just walk from there. But it got to where they decided they're going to have street parking be charged too. So
yeah.
if there's any new music that you are loving and want to let us know about it, you can send an email to us over at themusiclenspodcast@gmail.com, or you can comment on our socials, and you can follow us on our socials at The Music Lens Podcast. You can rate and review this podcast wherever you're listening to it. That helps us a lot. And also you can follow Alex at Alex Allegra Music to keep up with her, and you can keep up with me at Katie Fee Music. So we will see you next time. Bye.